Basically, these are the two main applications. You have Figma at the left and Xd at the right. Inshallah, I will show you how they work both. I will do a fast tutorial. At the beginning, I will show you Figma and then I will show you Adobe Xd. So Adobe Xd works only on Windows and Macintosh. You can work with your team. It offers prototyping. You can prototype even in your physical device, and it offers plugins. At the other end, you have Figma that works in browser, so you can work with it anywhere, even for example, if you have Linux. You can work with your team and it offers prototyping. So now inshallah, I'm going to do two examples, one with Figma at the beginning and then at the end with Adobe Xd. So if you want to skip it, you will see the timestamps and you can skip the part that interests you more. If you prefer to read articles, I made a really detailed article and I've showed all the phases on how to use these two applications. So this is the end result of what we are going to do. We are going to do a simple and easy design just to show you how things work and to let you get started and to show you how prototyping works. For example, now if you click here, you go into the second page, and if you click back, you return to the home, and if you click here, you go to the another items description page, and this is our final prototype, how it will look like. Let's see it together now. Bismillah. So this is the website that I was talking about. It's called Figma. You have just to search for Figma, the first result obviously, and here we are. I have already done some screens and now I will try to do them again, so I will show you the process. So basically you have to go top right on new and click on design file. It's a super easy application, so you don't have to worry. And here you have some tools. For example, you have this tool to move objects. Here you have a tool to create the frames, and here you have a tool to create various shapes, or for example to insert images. And here you can insert a path, and here to insert text, and here to move. But you can use you can click into the middle mouse and move around. So now let's select this one, the rectangle, and let's try to draw any shape, for example like this. And as you can see here, it has created a new layer, so don't worry about this part. At the moment it is not relevant. So now we can, for example, change the color. Here we have all our properties. The cool thing about this application, for example, is that you have the inspect here, and you can get the CSS if you want. You can copy it, etc. And that's it. You have the design tab, the prototype that inshallah we'll see later. And yeah, that's it. For example, here I can change the color, and maybe we'll put some color like this one. Okay, you can change the radius. Okay, so now we can insert some text by clicking here. Try. Can see the various type of texts, and we can see live how it looks like. Okay, anyway, it is not important the type of text. Let's try to put the bigger size. Okay, alhamdulillah. Okay, seems good to me. Let's change the color. Always from here you can change the color. You have all your properties here that you can tweak as you wish, as you like. Now let's try to insert other rectangles inside. What I'm trying to do is that I'm trying to mimic the one that I have already created, and that's it. So basically we have to create a square, for example. We can as I was saying, we can create a perfect shape by pressing shift and then dragging, so you don't have to manually change the width and height. And from here you have a way to change width, height, and the radius, so it is not tied to this button here, the change of the radius, but you can change it from here too. And okay, so it seems good. Maybe here we will go with 140, and since his here there is a constraint, so it will apply the same size here. If you want to use different sizes manually, you have to uncheck this here. Okay, so let's change this with a white color. Seems pretty nice to me. Okay, now maybe you can add a little bit of shadow. Obviously you are free to tweak it as you wish, so if you don't like shadow you can use it without shadow, as you wish. So we can blur it a little bit. Okay, it seems good to me. Let's now, if we press Alt and we drag it, we can duplicate the same shape, and now we can create another shape. Now let's click inside it, or let's click outside and place a new image. So let's try to get some random images. For example, I don't know if I can choose 2 images. Let's see. Oh, okay. We can even add 2 images and see. So if you press Control and you move the scroll and you scroll, you can zoom in and zoom out. So okay, now let's try to adjust it. Maybe I would go for something like this. Maybe I would go with 88. This one too would be 88. We can drag it here inside the square. So you can tweak it as you like, and okay, that's good. So maybe let's try to insert another text here. Other text here. Let's change this. Let's change the color to make it a little bit darker. So as you can see, this application is really easy to use. So even if you use it for the first time, I don't think that you will find so much difficulties. It's really easy to use, and you just have to practice a little bit. So now we have done our screen, and we want to do something like this. So we have our first page, as you can see here. We have our first page, and we want to create another page that will simulate the transition from one page to the second page. So you have to see this page as the first page that contain all the items, so maybe it can contain 5, 6, 7, 8, and if you scroll you see all items, and in this case we have 2 items. And when you click here, we want the application to show us the second page, and I will show you this in a minute with the prototype. And another action that we want is that when we click into the previous page, we want to go back to the previous page and see all the elements. And okay, let's start to do this thing. So first of all, we have all our layers here, and we want to wrap them with a frame. So we can go here, edit, edit object, sorry, frame selection. And as you can see, now all our layers went down into this frame. We can double click and name it maybe page 1 or home page, anything you like. And just to say, you can create the frames with this tool here if you want. So at the beginning you can create a frame like this and start to work with it. I didn't do it, so to make things easy for you, this is the reason why I didn't do it. So now if we press Alt and move our page, we can duplicate it and create another page, and automatically it changes the page number. Now it is named page 2, and we can change a little bit the page 2 to create a sort of description page. Let me okay, shift and okay, 138 seems nice. So here really doesn't matter how I put things, it is just to show you. And maybe I want to insert some text. Whoa, because I clicked into the prototype page. So text, previews page. Okay. And okay, this is our page, the page 2. Now we are ready to create our animation. To do so, we have to go into the prototype tab here on the right, and from here we have a little bit of options. For example, we can change the background when it shows the prototype. You will see that in a minute. And you can change the resolution to see the prototype in many different resolution. You have the most famous ones, iPhones, iPads, etc. Or you can set up your custom size. You have to remember that this is not simulating a real device, and it is only showing how it will look like in this resolution. So yeah, now we can start to create our prototypes. If you see right here now in the prototype page, in the design page, it looks different when you hover over things, but when you are into the prototype page, when you hover over stuff, it will appear a circle near the things, and when you hover over it, you will see a plus button. So our idea now is that we want to go into this page when we click this box here. So what we should do, we should hover over the white part of the box, the plus, click and drag until we reach the page 2, and here it will ask us some details about our transition, our interaction, and we want a on click. You have multiple events. We want on click navigate to page 2, and here we have slide in. You can choose different animations. Usually is instant the first time, and we want it slide in. and is out, it looks fine with me. You can see the animation preview here if you like, and you can change the timing, etc. For me now doesn't matter. So okay, we have created our first animation. As you can see here, we have an arrow that says that goes from here to here. Now if you go into previous page, we want, when we click it, we want to go back to the home page. So we do the same, plus we click here, on click, navigate to page 1, and here is out back. So it will do the animation reverse. Let me put this thing here so the arrow is not stretched, because it's really ugly in this way. Anyway, okay, now we are ready to see how it looks like. To see how it looks like, we have to go up right. There is this present button, click play, and we can see it live. Bismillah. Okay, now we as you can see, if we hover over this box, it's clickable, as you can see from the cursor, and this one it is not. So if we click here, it goes into the second page, as you can see. And if you click into previous page, we can go back, and alhamdulillah, it all working correctly. Now what you want to do, just a bonus so you can understand better if you had some problems, we are going to duplicate page 2 with Alt and dragging it, and from here, as you can see, it changes automatically from 2 to 3. We have the same prototype animation that goes from previous page to the home page, and this is correct because this is the behavior that we want. Now let's jump back into design. Let's delete this image. Let's put this one with Alt, dragging. Now let's see this one, how much is the width and the height, and let's go back here, up under width, Control C from here, Control V, 138. Since, as I said before, this is a constraint, so it will automatically, if I paste here the width, it will automatically put it here too. Now let's try to center it a little bit. As I said before, it doesn't matter really. So here we are. This is our second page, second description page. And let's go to prototype. Now what we want to do is that we want to create, as we have created here, transition from this page to this other page. We want to create transition from this page to the second description page. Okay, as you can see, always on click, navigate to, let's check a little bit, out back. No, here we want is out and not back, because we want to go from this page to this page. As you can see, the arrow is pointing here. So if you click outside in the green area, for example, you can see all your arrows, how the movement work. And now we can try our prototype. Now it's reloading, and as you can see now, if you press here, it goes into this page, previous page, it goes back. If you click here, it goes into the other page. If we go previous page, it goes back, and that's it. Alhamdulillah, everything working fine. And this is our application with Figma. And if you want to see the one with Adobe Xd, you can stay here. I will show you how you can do it with Adobe Xd. So this is what we are going to do with Adobe Xd. We're going to create a prototype like this. We will see how we can create these animations, and this is a simple page just to show you how to use Adobe Xd easily. It's a really super easy application to use, so you don't have to worry. It's really easy to understand the use. This is Adobe Xd, and now we are going to do a design for mobile with Adobe Xd. For example, let's click here, and after loading we will see a screen. Let's resize it. I'm really not interested in the size because I want only to show you how to design your application. Now we can create here at the left you have all your tools. You have this tool that let you select. You have squares, rectangles, circle, and all those are shapes. You have the pen tool to make paths, and you have the text to insert text, and then you can add other artboards like this one, and that's it. So let's try to create a simple shape by clicking here, and as you can see now we are able to create a shape. Let's try to do a rectangle, and here we can change our properties from here. So if we want to change manually the width or the height, we can do it from here. We want to change the X or Y axis, we can do it from here. So, and other things that we can do, that we want to do here now, is to change the colors. For example, we want to change the fill color with some blue, like this. Seems cool. And let's uncheck the border, since I don't want the border. And now let's press V or click here to make some adjustments. For example, here we want to change the border. To change it, you have to click here the inside dot, and you can change the border as you wish, or you can do it from here. Just you can click and go up and down, and it will increase it or lower it. So that's it. And now let's try to insert some text. For example, let's see design. Okay, seems nice. Okay, if we drag here, we can increase the size. If we press V, we can go back to the select, and let's change it. Let's maybe change again the size. Let's change the color from here, from fill, maybe something like white. We can change the text by going here to the right here, and we can go press the up and down button to see the various fonts and select one that we like. It doesn't really matter in my occasion because my goal is only to show you how it will work. So, but obviously I want to choose a cool font, so I don't want to choose an ugly one. So okay, this one is fine, no problem. So now let's create some sort of items, let's see. So let's press the rectangle and click here, and if we press shift, we can make a square. So we press shift and we drag the mouse, and we can create a square. So let's create something like this. Okay, let's tweak the radius again, and let's change a few things. For example, the color, maybe you can take this one. Let's add a box shadow by checking here under box shadow, and let's change, for example, the radius a little bit. And okay, I can change the opacity of the radius, so maybe is more intense. Okay, now let's go back and click into the select tool, Now we have this shape here, and let's press Alt and drag so we can duplicate our element, so we can create another item. So now inside it we want to put some images. To put images here in Adobe Xd, it's super easy. You just have to get your image and drop it right into here. You can do this from your website or any place you want from your images. So I have these icons here that I really like, so maybe you can do something like this. As you can see, we can copy it inside. Nope. So maybe let's do something like this. Let's copy it here outside, and let's copy this one too, for example. And then now we can move them in just like this. Okay. And if we want, we can group them. And now let's change the radius of this one to make it like a circle. I will decrease it by pressing Shift and dragging. So I will create a shape like this. I will do this one, duplicate this one, and I will put it something like this. Maybe a little bit less. Okay, that I want to create this effect here like this. So, and you can automate this process of creating multiple items, and this is not the main focus of this topic right now, but there are many ways where you can automate the workflow of how to work with this application. And so that's it. As you can see, now we can group them if we want by selecting both of them, right click and group, or Control G, as you can see. And now we have a group. If you want to edit them, we have to double click and we are able to change one of them, or it will get both. When we click on them, they will we will get both. So we will do the same thing for here. Group, we have grouped them, and that's it. Let's try to insert some text here. So some simple text as example to show. Okay. And I have pressed V so I can change the text. I would go here and drag a little bit to change the line spacing. Exactly. Okay. So in my opinion, it seems I like it. So now we want to create multiple pages. So we can let me show you. This is another example that I have did, and I'm following it. Let's say I'm following this example, and I have created two pages, the frame 1 and frame 2, that are 2 pages. And the idea is this, is that in the home page you have multiple items that can be 2 or more as you wish, and we want in the prototype that when you click into this item you go into this page, and from this page you are able to go back if you click previous page. So you can go here or back. You have this little animation. And okay, so let's name, by double clicking here, let's name this page 1. Now let's press Alt from here and click, drag, and page 2. And now let's delete this one. Let's delete the circle. Or maybe we should take it, I don't know. So now if we click here into the group and we click right ungroup, we can ungroup them. So we will have the image alone and the circle alone. Because I want to change it a little bit, maybe I will do something like this. Since this sort of details page, now maybe I will delete the circle and I want to do something like this. Yeah, it seems good to me. So okay, that's right, we have this page too. Now we can go into the prototype page, and here we can start to create our prototype. If you see right here the difference between the design page and prototype page, that you have no tools, but you have here a property where you can create some animation. So the prototype page is used so you can create some animation, and it will simulate how it should work in a real world example. So you can, if you are doing the design and you want to show to someone, or you want to see yourself how it should look like as a final result, you can do this from the prototype, and you can create really complex prototypes with multiple pages back and forth, so you can see the final results. So let's start by clicking. If you see now, if we click in any object, we see this symbol here. If we click here, we see this symbol here. The idea is this, to click here, drag, and go to this page. So the idea is to go, for example, from this page to this page, and this is what we want to achieve. We want that if we click here from this page, we want to go into the this another page that is the description. And I forgot one thing. I forgot to insert the previous page here. And to do this, we have to go back into design, insert some text. See, let's add previous page. Let's change the color into black. Okay. Maybe let's change this into bold. Okay. I don't like it so much. Medium. Okay, it seems nice. I don't know. Anyway. So yeah. Now we can go into prototype, and we can click here. As you can see, we have always this arrow, and we can drag it to go here. So we are saying that if you click here, you have to go back. So let's go back here. As you can see, the arrow goes here, and the iteration, we can see it from this right bar here. You have various iterations. For example, here we have tap, drag, etc. We want a tap, so when you tap here, you go into the other page. This transition type, if it's scroll to etc., we want a transition, and we don't want it to dissolve, but we want it to slide left. And the easing type, we want an easy out. We have various types, and we want to do the same thing from this page to the other page. We have a tap, transition, and here we want to slide right. And here we will go with is in. So let's try how it will work. And this is our application, as you can see. So this is our application. As you can see, if we click previous, we go in the previous page. If we click here, we go into the next page. So the reason why it cuts off here is because here into design, if we click into page 1, we have this thing here that says that shows how much it is allowed to show in the preview. So if you drag this down, and now if you click play, as you can see, it shows the entire screen. This is used, for example, in websites that obviously you are not showing the entire page, but you are showing a portion of the page. That depends on your resolution. But in mobile application, as far as I know, you don't have this type of thing. Maybe you will have it if you view a mobile website, and I count this as a website. So now let's do one thing. Let's copy this page with Alt and dragging. Let's call it page 3. And here, let's change this text from here to Alt and moving this one, right, and group. We'll delete the circle here. Oops. Delete this one. Let's see, the size of this one is 249. Copy it, go here, paste it, enter. Now it has changed the height too, because we have this constraint here. If we click it and we want to change them individually, we just have to unselect it. If we select it and change the width, it will change both. So now let's try to center it a little bit. I think that this one is too much big. Yeah, let's do something like this. Okay. So now we have another page, so we can see how it works. So let's go back into prototypes, select the page. As you can see, it doesn't have any interaction. And have this one here. Let's try to drag it out, because since we have copied it, it copies all the properties. If we click here, we can see that the various interaction that we have done, and if we click here, we don't have any. So let's click in page 1. The thing that we want now is that we want that if you click into the second item, we want to go here. And the same thing applies that if we are on previous page, we want, when we tap here, to go back here. Now let's go back again here, and let's change the slide to left, slide out as the previous page. What? Now I think that there is something wrong with my computer. Anyway, slide right is I have something wrong. I don't know what. Anyway, it doesn't matter in this case. So let's press play to see our result. As you can see now, if we type previous page, we go in the previous page, first page. Let's go back, next page. As you can see, everything works fine. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know in the comment section what do you think about this video, what I can improve about it, and just give me some suggestion, or if you have any question, put it into the comment section. Inshallah, when I have time, I will reply to it.